team for many years. Now he's on the opposite end of that. He's a centerpiece for a winning NFL team, and I just think truly this is a win-win for both. This is a win for the Broncos, this is a win for Sutton, this is a win for Bo, and this is a win for the fans.
Communication and having a good relationship. Having a good relationship with your player, having a good relationship with his party, his agent, and I'm talking about George and Sean, that helps you get deals done like this, where it's like, hey, where can we meet in the middle? Where do you see Courtland? This is where we see Courtland. We want to make sure that he's taken care of. We want to make sure that he's happy, but it also has to be good for us as well. And this situation, $92 million, 41 guaranteed. Like, this is a great situation for the Denver Broncos and Courtland Sutton. Courtland Sutton's here for 4 more years. And for the Denver Broncos, you have the luxury to pay some of these other players because not all your money's tied into one receiver that's aging.
Correct.
So everybody does win, Zach, and Courtland deserves the contract that he was given today because of what he did on the football field last year, what he's going to do for this football team this year, what he's going to do for Bo Nix. He helped Bo Nix be in the race for Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's like, come on, that's no coincidence. You have to have a good receiver in order for that to happen. And now you have your receiver here for 4 more years. Bo Nix is going to continue to grow. The young players around Courtland are going to continue to grow, and this team's going to be better off when Courtland's on the field because we've seen it for the last week or so. When Courtland's not on the football field, it just feels different.
It does.
You know, the atmosphere, the energy is just not there, and he's a threat. Now PS2 can get some work done as well.
And this just helps everyone because it's almost like, you know, when you're playing without, you know, Jamal Murray. And now Michael Porter Jr.'s got to be your third option, you know, or your second option. And Aaron Gordon's got to be your second or third option. And you're just a little bit displaced, and you're asked to shoulder a burden that you're not organically capable of lifting. And so when I say that, I'm talking about, like, who's the Broncos' number 1 receiver if it's not Sutton? It's a scary thought. It's a scary thought.
We're still trying to figure out who the number 2 receiver here is.
Bingo. So we can't answer that question. You talk about guys, having to shift up, out of their traditional responsibility. It would just it wouldn't be a healthy setup. So good for everyone involved. All right, good for his agent, good for the team. Like I said, good for Bo, good for the fans, all that stuff. Now I believe, and this makes people uncomfortable. And I was getting killed over the weekend. I'm driving around listening to Dan Jacobs just assault me on our airwaves, all right? And he's like,
is that why you have a black eye?
What has Courtland Sutton ever done? And I can't believe, because I said, because we're airing the promo about Courtland, if he signs the extension, he's a potential Ring of Fame candidate. And I mean that, all right? But if you just listen to the promo without the context of the conversation, right, things can get lost in translation. So he assigned the extension. What does that mean? Sutton's going to, unless they trade him or one day cut him and he finishes career with another team, that could definitely happen. But right now, he's trending to be a lifelong Bronco, okay? Courtland Sutton right now is 11th on the all-time receiving list, okay? The next time he catches a football, there's a good chance he's going to pass Emmanuel Sanders and get into the top 10. He's that close, okay? But I think few people realize, and we had the conversation last week, so if you heard it, you already know. But this year, Courtland Sutton could very well, and he's going to flirt with it. He is, pass Ed McCaffrey for the 5th leading receiver in team history. And
what is that? How many yards? About a little over 1,000, close to 1,000?
It's less than 1,000. If he has the same season he had a year ago, he's already top 5 on the all-time Broncos receiving list before the extension starts. Okay? And it's also with the assumption that the worm has turned here in Denver, and Sutton's going to be a centerpiece of some really good football teams.
$92 million. All right, you're paying this receiver to go out there and produce for you every single year. The team is getting better around him. He is a centerpiece, Zach, for at least the passing game.
Yes. So and think about that. So he could pass Eddie Mack, and I know Ed McCaffrey's not in the Ring of Fame. Okay? But he's not in the Ring of Fame because of football stuff. All right? If you've been following that situation or know what you're talking about, you've been around here for more than 5 minutes, you know there was some relationship stuff has kept Ed McCaffrey from being immortalized in the Ring of Fame. So I don't want the reason that, Eddie Mack's not in it. Why? There's other reasons for that. Everyone above Eddie Mack's in the Ring of Fame. But here's the thing. if say Sutton plays out his contract, dude, if he gets to 3,000 more yards over the course of this contract, so that's, think about like 750 yards a year for the next 5 years.
For a number one receiver.
Like, he may pass Shannon Sharp for third all time. Like, this is the territory that he is entering here.
I guess I didn't think of it like that. And it's crazy that Courtland Sutton was in the same class as me.
Crazy.
And he's the one outlasting. I mean, him and Garrett Bowles.
Yep.
Who's going to outlast who? And both of them may end up retiring as Denver Broncos. They should. And as long as they continue to stay on that football field, they stay healthy, and they win a bunch of games, they will be here for their 4 years. I think GB has 3 more years. Courtland's here for 4 more.
Yep. And like Bowles, there's also a story being told here for the better part of a decade, better part of the last decade, okay, is that both Bowles and Sutton lasted the entirety of the lean years, especially Bowles. Because that 17 season, I believe that was a 5-11 season, and he's the first round pick, right? But if you make it through those years, and these guys are handsomely compensated to do it, so I don't want to act like they were playing for free and this is like their burden in life, all right? But
poor GB and Court.
But through the lens of these pro athletes, all right, when a part of your story is making it through all those years and then coming out on the other end and being a centerpiece in terms of a left tackle and a receiver one on teams that hopefully are going to try to compete for a Super Bowl, maybe starting this year, maybe starting, who knows? And I know there's some assumption there, good health, production, winning teams, but both of those guys, Bowles and Sutton, will have a chance to one day, especially Sutton statistically, it's easier to measure. If he ends up like as the third leading receiver in team history.
If Courtland can stay healthy for the 3 or 4 years, which is hard to do, but if you can, he will have an opportunity to pass Shannon Sharp. Why? Because he's the number one receiver here in Denver. Bo Nix is going to give him a lot of opportunities, a lot of targets. Courtland Sutton is very consistent. And as long as Courtland gets the football early too, guys, there was games where Courtland didn't touch the ball. Against the New Orleans Saints last year, Courtland didn't touch the ball one time.
Right.
Now he's going to touch the ball early because Bo Nix and Court have a great chemistry building and a great relationship. So this lives in reality where Courtland Sutton is able to pass Shannon Sharp. This lives in reality because the Denver Broncos are going to continue to win games. We believe that.
Yeah.
And what more do you want? Of course, yeah, if you can win a Super Bowl, it puts you in there.
Sure.
We know that.
Yeah, if he's a part of a Super Bowl winning team and he's a starting wide receiver and he's top 5 in team history and receiving yards, yeah, those are the type of guys. And so whether here's where I'm at. Whether he eventually and ultimately does get into the Ring of Fame, it's like, I'm not obsessing over that. But the conversation is not only inbounds, it's right at center court. And I was told a lot on social media and hearing it over the weekend, like, don't even bring it up. Why? This is what type of path he is on, especially if he plays out this contract. So, and aren't these healthy conversations? Aren't these at the end of the day?
These are winning
Yes.
conversations. This means the Denver Broncos are winning. This means you have winning players on your team. This is what we've been waiting for. So let's enjoy it. All the Courtland slander and hate, throw that out the window. He's here for 4 more years. All right, Mr. Bye.
And
get on the trade.
Well, here's the thing. It's like I did not like the idea of someone like Sutton making $30 million a year. That's not where I view him, his standing within the league. But I think I saw something. So it's $23 million, and we know. Let's just get the details too, because I should have done this before. It's the deal includes $41 million in guarantees.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's with the $14 million he could have earned this season. Okay, so you're talking about like maybe $27 million more, right, in guaranteed money. So it's not like it's $60 million guaranteed. Okay, it's not $65 million guaranteed. It's not a $100 million contract.
I'm interested to see if it's front loaded, where the first 2 years are. Maybe it has came out already where it's like guaranteed. You have 4 years on your contract, first 2 years fully guaranteed.
I have not seen the details on that yet.
So that's going to be interesting too, because it's going to tell you too, like, hey, we expect you to perform at a high level for at least these next 2 years. After that, if you're still doing well, you have a lot more money tied to you so you can continue to play, so you don't have another hybrid hold-in. If you don't, we have a way out, which is a win-win situation for the Denver Broncos, but Courtland to get a lot of his money up front.
Yeah. And I'm seeing, hey, Sutton's a good wide receiver, but he's not a star wide receiver. No kidding. That's how we're framing the conversation.
Yeah, he's not a star.
All right. No, right.
But he doesn't have to be in this system. What he needs to do is his part. Be a 1,000-yard receiver, be a great target, and always open for Bo, the 50-50 balls, and let everybody else around him grow and develop into their game.
Yes. And I'll say this too. I don't think Courtland Sutton's a star like Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. But guess what? How many players at that position have more than 18 touchdown catches in the last 2 years? I can help you. Not many. How about on third down last season? He had 30 catches just on third down. That's top 3 in the NFL. His receiving yards on third down. Okay, listen close. Courtland Sutton's receiving yards on third down last year. First in the NFL. First, okay?
Mic drop.
How about this? You know how many catches went for first downs?
Oh, pick the mic back up. What's up?
This is on third down. 27 catches on third down for first downs. You know where that ranked? First.
Number 1.
You know how many drops on third down last year? 0. So I'm not telling you that he's Justin Jefferson, guys.
He doesn't need to be.
I'm telling you he's a damn good wide receiver.
And that's all we're asking for. Be consistent. Be the guy we can lean on. Courtland Sutton is a great football player. All right, now he may not be a Justin Jefferson type of receiver.
Not many are.
But he's going to go out there and do his job.
Yeah.
And one thing about Court, because now you got me fired up. One thing about Court, Zach, is when you're in that football huddle with him and you're looking at him, he's going to do everything he can to make sure you succeed, and he does as well. He's going to do everything that the quarterback feels comfortable. Why? Because he's going to get open. And if he's not open, he still wants you to throw the ball. Why? Because he's going to go and get the 50-50 balls. He's earned that much respect to where it's like, give him that chance, give him that opportunity. And now look at Bo. Bo has his number 1 target back on the football field.
How about this?
Go get your money, Court. That's what I'm talking about.
Got one more for you, Phil. Got one more for you. I told you his 30 receptions on third down is a top 3 number in the sport last year. I told you his receiving yards on third down led the NFL last year. I already told you his 27 catches for first downs on third down also led the NFL. I already told you that he had no drops on third down, which is tied for first in the NFL. All right. But how about on third down? Bo Nix QBR on third down when targeting Sutton, Phil, was a 93. When targeting all others on third down, it was a 37. It speaks for itself.
Number 1 receiver. He's our number 1 receiver, and that's why we're going to be able to be successful this year. He's on the football field. He's ready to roll. He signed pen to paper for 4 more years, 3 more years plus 1 this year. You got to love it. Guys, get on board with Courtland Sutton. All right, a long-tenured Bronco that all he does is want to do well for this team and for the fan base. Broncos country, be excited for this man.
More observations from training camp coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2020.